Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled Earthquakes Increasing Points to an Approaching Cataclysmic Event. Now, there have been an increasing number of increasingly stronger earthquakes lately. This is a sign that something much larger and possibly cataclysmic is about to occur. On Friday, the 22nd of February 2019, there was a very strong 7.5 magnitude earthquake in Ecuador, very close to the border with Peru. A week later, on March 1st, 2019, there was a 7.1 magnitude earthquake in southern Peru. Then on Monday, March 4th, 2019, there was a 5.3 magnitude earthquake in Colorado, U.S. The U.S. is no stranger to earthquakes, as California seems to be prone to them, but I have never heard of an earthquake of this magnitude occurring in Colorado. And this is what you see here on the map. So that's that 7.5 magnitude in Ecuador. You can see very close to the border with Peru. And this was quite a deep, well, not actually that deep, but the depth was 132 kilometers. It wasn't shallow, we could say that. Now, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are caused by plasma ejections from the Earth's core in response to the approach of a large Planet X system stellar core from space. If there is no clear path to the surface through a volcano, the plasma moves as far upwards as possible and causes an explosion deep underground, which we call earthquakes. The stellar cores also induce plasma ejections in the sun's core, which we call CMEs, or coronal mass ejections. This diagram illustrates what happens when we have a volcanic eruption. And a volcanic eruption, like a CME on the sun, is induced by a large stellar core, which was once the core of a planet or star. If it was the core of a star, it would be about 4 times larger than the Earth, or larger. And this is what happens when we have an earthquake. There's no opening to the surface. There's no volcano where the object is hovering above the surface of the Earth. And it may be quite some distance up. We may not see it, but it is there, and it's affecting the Earth's core. And an earthquake, so, is the same as a volcanic eruption, but in the case of the earthquake, there is no clear path to the surface. So if the plasma ejections are strong enough, a new volcano will form. You see, there may be a channel that goes part of the way up. So if there's this plasma ejection, then the magma will flow into the chamber, move upwards as far as it can, and cause an explosion at the point where it cannot go any further. And that then sets the epicenter of the earthquake and the depth of that epicenter. So the plasma ejection occurs because the presence of the stellar core in close proximity to the Earth disturbs the Earth's energy field and induces the creation of plasma. Planetary cores, once ejected from their parent stars, start creating matter due to the huge change in energy between the core and the vacuum of space. Stellar cores, because of their severe energy-depleted state, trigger this matter creation process. And you may look at Article 560 entitled Planet X Reveals That Planets Are Smaller Versions of Their Parent Stars for more details. Thus, the occurrence of strong and more frequent earthquakes points to the arrival of one of these large Planet X objects in order to start absorbing energy from the Earth. As a result of the sun's current weakness, it is likely that larger and larger Planet X objects come to the Earth to absorb energy. And you may look at Article 647 entitled Holographic Moon, the Sun is Not Emitting Light. And here you see a screenshot that was created by Scott Sion showing the 7.1 magnitude earthquake in Peru, which occurred on Friday, March 1st, 2019. And the map also shows a moderate strength earthquake in northern Argentina and 2 in Central America, indicating that the region was being affected by plasma ejections occurring deep underground in these regions. And here's a screenshot for the 5.3 magnitude earthquake which occurred in Colorado on March 4th, 2019. So you can see magnitude 5.29, depth 3.25 kilometers. That's very shallow. So this plasma ejection came close to reaching the surface, and the earthquake was most likely easily felt by people living in the region, because the less the depth, the more these earthquakes seem to be felt. And so with the likelihood of larger and larger objects arriving at Earth, the likelihood of stronger and stronger earthquakes and many earthquakes or volcanic eruptions occurring at once becomes only a matter of time. And each time the frequency and strength of earthquakes is clearly discerned, the likelihood of that occurring increases. A cataclysmic event can take the form of all volcanoes on one side of the Earth erupting, or even all volcanoes on Earth erupting, as well as all known fault zones going into earthquake event mode, which would be catastrophic. This would be along the lines of the plasma ejection, which a stellar core 7 times the size of the Sun, and you see it here, triggered in 2000. This image I believe was from 2014, but now it would be happening on Earth, and you can see how large this plasma ejection was. It comes out up to here on the Sun. You can see that plasma, some of it is slightly in front of the object, so you can see the object is very, very close to the Sun. It was 7 times larger than the Sun. You can see a plasma ejection here going out from the Sun towards this object, clearly indicating that these objects cause these ejections. And here's another one, a plasma ejection or CME going out, where we again see a very large spherical object. So in conclusion, the occurrence of several strong earthquakes recently points to larger stellar cores approaching the Earth, and thus to a cataclysmic occurrence with regard to volcanic eruptions and earthquakes, which could destroy much of the Earth's surface and kill most of its population. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.